Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Jordan here. Today we're going to be working on the Lego City. We've got a bunch of different stuff going on. I love the ocean water that I started creating the other day at the boardwalk here, then on the beach, but it's not done yet. So I'm like, I got to finish that because this gray doesn't look too good at all, and there's dolphins on the beach. We can't be having that in the Lego City. Got to change that. Also, all this water over here needs the upgrade as well. It's a pretty big project, involves lots of parts, but I think we're going to get that done today. I don't see why we wouldn't. Also, I think I'm going to work a little bit on the mansion as well. I've got the reddish brown floor, which is like the hardwood floor. It's not completed yet. That's because we didn't have the parts when we were working on it, but those parts have since arrived. So I think we're going to finish the flooring there. I'm not sure if we're going to work on the third floor or not. We need to come up with some sort of staircase that brings people in the mansion to the third floor. I've got the base structure for it built right down here, and also some inverted slopes that need to be integrated onto the bottom of these masonry pillars there, because we actually ran out of them, but then we were doing some sorting and we found some more, so that's good. So you got to make that change as well. But I'm just thinking this tiling needs to be finished off. It's sort of hard to look at. You got this black and light gray plate exposed there. And once we get that done, I'm not sure what else we're going to work on. Honestly, I'm sort of like lacking a little bit of motivation for the mansion right now, just because we've got some new exciting projects here in the Lego City, such as the back raised platform there. The hills are coming along great. Those are going to look great with a pop of color in the background. So I'm really excited about that project. Just some awesome landscaping. And also the new expansion for the downtown core is pretty exciting as well, like the new train station. Also this new roadway that services this train station there, and the custom boutique hotel triple build. So you just got so many different things going on right now in the Lego City that I'm like really excited about. So that's why I've sort of been like focusing on that rather than the mansion. But eventually it'll all get done. But yeah, this ocean water in the mansion, that's what we're going to start with today. So that's pretty awesome. How much better does that look? All tiled off nicely, and that carpet does a great job of adding some color to the mansion floor. It's 1x1 dark blue tiles framed with the 1x1 sand blue tiles that I found on the pad wall. Oh, it just looks so good when it's complete. And you know what? We'll put the walls back and have a look at it as well. But we also want to build these right here. These are garage doors. I didn't have the parts for these for so long. I ordered them from Lego. They came from Denmark. They took so long to get here, and they're finally here. So now we're going to be able to construct both garage doors. The garage, which is currently empty, is no longer going to be wide open. So that's going to feel pretty good. So there we have the garage doors built and installed. Definitely feels good to get those installed there. They're looking pretty awesome. We still got to complete the tracks so they can open up, but we're going to worry about that in a future update. And we also upgraded the beam here as well. I had all the parts on order for that. So now the beam, which is actually built from Technic, is one solid piece. It's like over 1 meter long. And we actually used some brackets on it. And then some of the 2x6 tiles. And you can see there's some trans yellow 1x2 plates there that are lights. Did you notice the car in there? It's pretty funny, hey? The Lego Creator Expert Porsche actually fits inside. I also found a bunch of windows in my inventory. And all the windows are in place now, except for these. I can't find these anywhere. I can't order them anywhere. They're such a weird size, but they look so good. I got to find window glass for those in trans clear. But look at that. We got the beam, both of them looking good. Both the garage doors are in. Now it's time to reassemble this thing and have a look at pretty much the completed first and second floor of the mansion with no roof and no third floor. But still, it feels good to complete what we could. And we also added the light gray inverted slopes to the bottom of these masonry pillars. Oh, and of course, this is in there just as a joke. It's funny that it can fit in there, though. It just shows how big this place is. It's actually huge. It can fit so many Speed Champion cars. The big question is, should I go buy duplicate Speed Champions? Because I don't really want to mess with my display here, right? I should probably go buy some duplicates of like the Aston Martin and I don't know, some Ferraris and McLarens so that we can actually have vehicles in this garage and also have them over here. Or maybe I should look on Rebrickable or maybe create custom ones. I don't know. I'll be honest with you, I've never built a custom car in my life, so I don't know how those would look, and I don't know if they would belong in this garage or not. But I never built a boat either, and remember the Dalmatian? It's still here, transporting cars. So here's all the different components of the mansion ready to be reassembled, and it's pretty cool how it all comes apart. It feels really good to accomplish those things in the mansion. With the floor completely tiled off, this whole area is done. The kitchen, the little living area, the bedroom, and the reading nook is done. Same with the arcade. It's done as well. Same with the movie theater and the garage. Well, I probably could add some more accessories and details within the garage. And once again, cars. And then we have to add details as well, such as minifigures, patio furniture, all that. And also a staircase leading up to the third floor and the third floor in general. But I'm glad that we got those simple things done, because now, like, what we're looking at here is it's complete, right? Yeah, so third floor. When are we going to start that? I'm not too sure. We've got some other stuff going on in the Lego City. I do want to work on this, and eventually we'll be adding the third floor, but I'm just really happy that I was able to get the simple things done here today. Okay, so the next project is the ocean water. I started laying some of the dark blue plate here because, of course, that's the deeper part of the ocean. And now I'm looking at this lighthouse. I actually modified it by adding all of the light transparent blue elements, like all of the tiles and the 1x1 studs, just so it matched up with the older style of water. But I actually need to rebuild this lighthouse, like transfer it onto a new plate. So that's going to be a pretty big task. I hope to take care of that in this water rebuild here today. I want to get this done just so I can classify this project as completed, and then we can start working on the beach details. That'd be pretty cool. But I also need to rebuild all of this rock work as well, because it's actually based on blue plate. And the reason I did that is so that when you put a blue plate down and then you put a slope on top of it, it's actually the same height as the Mills plate, because the Mills plate is one brick and one plate. So that's why I decided to do that. But now it's all based on blue plate. And I think it should be medium azure plate in the shallows, and then sort of get deeper, and then have the lighthouse. So this, I think, should be based on medium azure. So I've got to redo all of this rock work on new plates. It's sort of a nuisance, but it's going to be worth it for sure, because it's going to look like not a Yeti coffee mug. It's going to look like that, right? In fact, it's going to look even better than that, because it's going to be a 4-color integration rather than 3. Some of it is actually coming off fully intact, so that makes it pretty easy. 2.5 hours of plate laying later, and everything's good to go for tiling. Pretty awesome, eh? The dark blue, dark azure, medium azure. Yeah, looks great. And it matches up with the rocks as well. A little bit more shallow water over here. And then the dark blue and blue lead up toward the hole where the lighthouse is supposed to go. Because I think the lighthouse should be based on blue and dark blue, because it's going to be surrounded by deeper water. So it's shallow by the rocks, and then gets deeper toward the lighthouse. And of course it's shallow by the beach, and gets deeper over here where the sailboat will be. I actually was smart. I put tiles down in the interior there, so I know exactly how to put the sailboat back into position, so that's good. And it's definitely a lot more aggressive than the underlying plate over here. I figure this is going to be rougher water. It gets deeper quicker. There's not as much medium azure. There's all sort of part of the plan. Yeah, so now I've got to lay all the tiles. Whew, it's going to be a lot of tiles, but I think it's going to go quicker than the plate laying, just because it's not as like strategic. Like, this is all placed strategically, so it all transitions nicely from color to color. Holy smokes, that was a lot of tiles. It's all done though. I will say that I need to order trans clear 1x1 cheese slopes, and also a 1x2 plate, so I can raise the wave up out of the water and have it all trans clear. I'm using the trans blue ones because I have a lot of those right now, and once I get the clear ones, I'll make the swap, because the clear ones definitely look a lot better. But yeah, all of this is now tiled off. I've got the sailboat back in spot there, sort of submerged in the water with a little bit of water break in the front and back of it, using some of those cheese slopes. And yeah, this just looks so much more realistic. Whew! I got one 32x32 plate that still needs to be done. And of course, that is the lighthouse. So yeah, this is the next task, and I think the easiest way to do it is just to grab a fresh plate, place that in the spot, and then do a bunch of the underlying plate, making sure that it matches up with all of the colors in the surrounding area. Then put a bunch of random nonsense colors that have no value in the center, and that's where the lighthouse will sit on top. And then of course, once that's done, redo all the tiling and make sure it's consistent with all of the other water. Yeah, it actually peeled off quite nicely. Not a whole lot of stuff left on that plate, so it should be a fairly easy transfer. Check out my best Lego beach ever. It is amazing. With the lighthouse dealt with, it just blends in perfectly. Oh, it just looks so much better. I didn't realize how much that was taking away from the overall appearance of the beach. It's just so awesome now that that base plate has been converted and matches up with all of the different shades of blue here on the water. And now that the water at the beach here is pretty much done, I see one loose piece there and a few open studs. But now that the water is essentially completely done, I can start working on beach details. I wanted to get the water done before I started messing with the beach, so it's time to find my bin full of minifigures and parts and start decking out this beach with awesome stories like our old beach used to have. Oh, it just looks so good. Like, that water is spectacular. I'm so glad that I decided to order all of those pieces and spend all that time rebuilding it twice. How many times have I rebuilt the beach in general? Honestly, probably 20 or 30, but the 30th time definitely looks the best. From the boardwalk to the Ferris wheel, the mini shops, the porta potty, right to the old fishing store, the sailboat, the lighthouse, the cave with the hill and the creek that flows into the ocean. Oh, super excited about that. Everybody, I think we accomplished a lot today. We got all of this redone, which is amazing, and we got those mansion details done as well. Pretty awesome. I can't wait to continue working on the Lego City as always. I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for some more great stuff, and have yourselves a fantastic day.